Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are doing another speed build. I know, another speed build. Wham wham. Today it's a Japanese styled tiny home. Now, what you see right now is I'm actually building in Oasis Springs, and I just switched over to Mount Komorebi. Well, not Mount Komorebi, but the Japanese worlds. Now, disclaimer, I don't know much about the Japanese culture, so if any of this is not culturally accurate, I do apologize profusely. Now, up in the top left, you will see like a floor plan. That's kind of what I was basing this house off of. That's the floor plan I used. And this is a tiny home. This is one of my favorite kind of things to build. I like copying floor plans I find online to the best of my ability, and stuff like that, because it just stretches my mind and it helps practice my own architect stuff or whatever. Now at first I had no idea what this house was going to look like. I didn't even think it was going to be Japanese themed, otherwise I would have started in the Japanese world, which I can't place my finger on the name right now. But I was switching through so many things. I first wanted it to be like an orangey wood tone, which is a wood tone I almost never build with, but it ends up being kind of modern on the outside, like clean, but on the inside it's a bit more homey. I wanted to make this place really green on the outside, definitely fill up the big lot, and I added a few things in the backyard, well, side yard, like a shrine of sorts. I don't know for what. Like I said, I don't know much about Japanese culture. The foundation was being really weird, so I had to undo all of my landscaping thus far because my foundation just would not reset, and I couldn't do landscaping if I had the foundation on, because I wouldn't be able to like put it up close to the building. So I just end up resetting everything, trying to get everything back how it is. I use this really big tree, and I look around a lot in the world to see how everything else looks like, what everything else looks like. But I start with adding some filler furniture. Again, I apologize if everything looks so dark. I like putting in like normal regular lights before I put overhead like lights that are just there. So that's that. I'm just working on the kitchen, like I said, filler furniture. It's the same furniture I do use mostly. It's just in a different swatch than the end result is in, and I actually make it pretty light on the inside. I just love light wood tones with the dark wood floors. That kind of seems to be how I always make my houses. I use not new for me, counters, and I use so many items from this pack. I'm not going to say all because that would not be correct, but I use a lot of items from this pack. I made it my goal to use as much as I could. So if you had Snowy Escape and Base Game only, you would have most of the stuff in this house, besides like some plants in the backyard and some decoration. But most of the base like furniture is from Snowy Escape. So this room is kind of packed. Yet again, I made a nook. If you don't know what yet again I'm referring to, go see my like successful single mom apartment, I think it's called, which I made recently, and hopefully I've posted by now. I haven't posted it yet. It's like unlisted, but my parents are checking it and whatever, cause kid, adult. But like that nook, I think ends up looking cute. I add heaters in each room of the house, the bedroom and the living area. I tried using this rug. This rug just made it so hard to use because the sizes didn't work with this, like, the size of the home made the size of the rug almost unusable. because it was too tiny for anything normal, but it was too big for the house. So like I had to use it in the bathroom. But we've almost finished up with the living room, and honestly this house kind of just clicked for me. It still took me a long while to scroll through the catalog since I just bought all these new packs and everything was new to me, so I didn't know where everything was. Because if you guys probably didn't know, but since before like a few weeks ago, I hadn't bought any packs since Nifty Knitting, I think. Nifty Knitting was my most recent one I had bought, to my knowledge. And so I just bought all of the new packs at once, including Dream Home Decorator. So I'm like, okay. Also, I ended up putting that rug from Snowy Escape under the dining table, and I completely forgot about that. Like, I built that earlier today, and I forgot already. But I used the same dot things as my Successful Mom apartment. I used that same rug thing. And you see this weird red shelf. That is custom content, do not worry. The build has no custom content in it. I did not leave this in or anything. I deleted it after I used it, and my good old buddy pal, just kidding, I don't know her, the YouTuber I watch, Simlissy, who is, as I've said before, an amazing builder. Like, congrats to you, girl, you are phenomenal. She uses the same shelf. It's called the OMSP shelf. If I remember, I'll link it down below. And it just helps cluttering up things that make it hard to clear up and like put things on spaces it doesn't normally go. But I wanted to, like, the bedroom I had a difficulty with. These two doors felt so close together, so I end up like knocking down the wall between the closet and the room. So, but I didn't know where to put the dresser before that, like, nook. And I wanted to add a desk, so I'm like, put the laptop on the dining table, put the laptop on the dining table, put the laptop on the dining table. So I end up doing that. Now with the bedroom, I actually go through a few color changes, because I'm like, the bed I want is in the white wood swatch. Should I keep everything else white? And I decide no. Not everything, because like the chair, I liked the green. I always imagine my Sims liking pastels for some reason, because they're such beautiful colors. So I like assumed, oh, they like mostly green, but they have lots of other pastels around. And the bedroom honestly also clicked for me. This whole build clicked, besides maybe the outdoors a little. The bathroom, I also had some trouble with the shower. I wanted to add some sort of divider, but in the end, I just think she's living alone, or he, I honestly don't know. They're living alone. Why do they need to divide their shower from the rest of their bathroom? Also, there is one thing about Japanese culture I understand, and that is they normally have their toilets separate from the rest of the bathroom. Trust me, I would have loved to do that. I would have loved to stay culturally accurate because I don't want to offend anybody, but I couldn't find another room that matched. There wasn't another room from the floor plan. Also, you see me putting all these soaps here. I wanted to put the soap in that corner, but it kept slotting to other things, so I just filled everything up. And honestly, I now understand I could have done something way better than that. Also, this little ski corner. I imagined this person, imagine them to be a like skier, snowboarder, and sledder, like just outdoor sports, snowy sports. And so I add this little corner on the end of the house where they just store all their stuff for winter. Now right here you see no snow, but I'm assuming once you get to winter and seasons, it will snow. And they can always travel to Mount Komorebi, which is always snowy. So yeah. Now you see the doors glitching out. I fixed that in the end, trust me. This is where I start trying to plan the backyard. I add these cute bamboo sticks, which I think end up turning out kind of nice. But I moved back to the indoors, like, corner area. I want to add a fence, but I realized stupid grid couldn't do it. I wanted to make like something like that. I don't know, but I ended up scrapping it. I also want to add these like shrubs, flowers around the trees, which is something I usually do, but it just looked too bulky, if you know what I mean. So I kept it around the smaller tree, but the bigger tree I end up making it a little less subtle. I mean, a little more subtle. Yeah, this is where you see the shrine. It's a kind of basic shrine. I just used the mountaintop stuff from the mountain and a bench and something else that I can't remember right now. But you see me making this pool, and honestly, this is the first time I've ever tried something like this. I never expected it to turn out so well because I'm like, that's a lot of work. How do you make it look so good? A lot of Sims builders that I like randomly see, or some really good builds I see around on the gallery and stuff, they make ponds out of the pool tool. Luckily, we won't have to do that for long since the farmland country like pack is coming out soon. We'll have those tools, thank God. But like, I just cleared it up with ferns and stuff, and it looks a lot better than I thought. It's honestly like time consuming. This was one of the longer parts of the speed build, but it was a lot easier than I thought. Now, just to make this a little, like, I don't know, more usable, have a reason to be there, I make this like an old pool that's kind of been rotting, and like the new owner, the one that lives right now, has added greenery and stuff. So now they like can swim in it, but they don't want to. So now I'm just adding a little more shrubbery. There's still a lot of stuff after this, like a couple more minutes worth. But I add shrubs. I made this side like extremely grown, and I know that that's not, I don't need to cover the walls up, because remember, I'm going off of a real floor plan, which means that that's what normal windows look like a lot of the time. It's based on the inside, not the outside, which is why location is so important. You gotta look for the good communities who focus on the inside and the outside. But I just wanted to cover up because in The Sims it just looks horrible. Yet again, another reason why I think I should make one of those videos where it's like things we do in real life that we don't do in The Sims, and things we do in The Sims we don't do in real life. Because like that's a good idea. But the speed build is almost done. I'm just messing around with terrain paint, fixing up this path. I wanted it to kind of look like the path that's leading up to it. I will never understand why The Sims like doesn't give us a path straight to the end of the lot, and gives us like in Willow Creek, they'll give us a sidewalk to go to, but they won't give us any tiles that match. Like, what gives EA? Just give it to us. Now, I do try to do some more things on the roof, but I decided that it didn't look good, and it probably wasn't culturally accurate. Like, who puts those things? But this is over. I had to fix the walls, but thank you guys so much for watching. Stick around for the screenshots. Peace.